you serve. But that's, you know, war is a horrible thing, but it's hell, as they say.
So we kind of learned a little bit over by the bus, but how was your welcome home, like when you came back?
It was horrible. I went back to school in 1969 at the University of Richmond. Got spit on, called a baby killer, just because of this the student uprise was at a boiling point at that point. That, you know, they wanted us out of Vietnam. We shouldn't be in Vietnam. Again, going back to the media, you didn't have coverage of World War II and Korea like they had in Vietnam. We had guys on the front lines with cameras, you know, television cameras, sending things back to the United States to show what animals we were. Well, there were some atrocities that happened, but you know, it's just the way it is. War's hell. Bad things are going to happen. Not everything was perfect. We weren't perfect, but we did the best we could. So I got a real bad reception. There were about 12 of us on campus when I went back to school, and they all knew who we were because we all had short hair. Everybody else had long hair and was wearing flip-flops and whatever. So it was a rude awakening, dreaming that the whole time I was in Vietnam, I was dreaming that I got to make it through this so I could go back to school. Well, when I went back to school, it was a rude awakening of what I encountered. And fortunately, I lived off campus. I had 3 part-time jobs because they didn't have any money, and so I was not on campus except to go to class. But still, I got rudeness thrown at me while I was on campus, which was not right. I don't feel like to this day. At least they should have had respect for us that we served our country. That's the bottom line. We served our country. Why would you disrespect somebody who served their country? Whether you believe in what's going on. If you served for one day, you served. And I regret that they didn't understand that. But it is what it is.
Another thing I noticed in the museum is that one of the tour guides said that they didn't televise, like you were saying, they didn't televise a lot of the things that you did that were beneficial to the...
Correct.
What were some of the things that you did?
It was, well, we had, we helped the kids, and some, I taught English to a group of kids one day a week, or one night a week, as just something to fill in my time when I was in Da Nang at the air base. We provided clothing and food for the people. We medical supplies and medical aid for the people. You didn't see any of that, did you? Or do you remember any of that? All that was just, you know, lost. It was just, you know, the negative things like the My Lai massacre. Well, that was a massacre, and it was horrible. And those guys went to jail for it, which they should have gone to jail for it. But when you're in the jungle, you're tired. And believe me, you get tired. We got 4 hours sleep at night, broken 2 hours at a time. Because you had to stand watch, then you had 2 hours sleep, then you had to stand watch, 2 hours sleep, and the sun came up. So you get 4 hours sleep at night. For a year, try that. Try that for 1 month, see how you feel. So you're tired, you're hungry, you're weary, you're lonely, you miss your loved ones. All that stuff is going on in your head. And your adrenaline's pumping, you're trying to survive. And so you lose your judgment for whatever reason. And that My Lai case was, they lost their judgment. And just things started happening and they just went crazy. Bad stuff, horrible stuff. But you know, it's not like you're in a safe haven like here, where you don't have to worry about things. You're in the middle of a war zone. You're scared to death that you're going to lose your life. Don't ever forget that people, you know, if they say they weren't scared to death, they're not telling the truth. You're all scared. That's, you know, that's the way it was. What else?
So, when you went, did you fly over? Yeah.
Yeah, we took it's Continental Airlines flew us from Okinawa, well, from San Francisco to Okinawa, right to Da Nang, Vietnam, and the commercial planes picked us up too.
So
I went over and came back on Continental Airlines. The whole plane full of troops.
So a question would be that, like, how was the flight out, so going to Vietnam, different than returning home?
Well, it was somber going out because you didn't know what was ahead.
Yeah.
But we had, you know, real good flight attendants and so forth that made us feel comfortable. And I'll never forget when I stepped off the plane in Da Nang to go to start my tour. The girl said, "Hey, we'll be back in 13 months to pick you up." That kind of thing was really heartbreaking. You know, she thought that far ahead of knowing what we were going to go through, that she would say something like that to make us feel good. And I was fortunate enough for 13 months to be able to come home. But again, and you know, people saw us in uniform at the airports, and they scared, you know, they scorned us, and we had no respect, which was a horrible, horrible thing.
Do you think any of that, all that hate, helped your relationship strengthen with your fellow soldiers?
The hate didn't bother me. I just pushed it off. I knew what I did, and so we all stuck together, kind of as a band of brothers, which is what we were to this day. My partner from California was just here. He comes in every year. We have a Vietnam Memorial. Are you aware of that? Off at 250 and John Warner Parkway.
Yeah.
Well, I'm on the board of that, and my partner from Vietnam, who I got wounded with the first time, he comes in every year for that ceremony. And I just put him on a plane Monday to go back. And I'll visit him when I go out to California to visit our partner who got killed, who was walking point. You go see him every 4th of July, put some flowers and a flag on his grave. So he'll never be forgotten.